Hey everyone, it's Victoria with Nutrition by Victoria, back again for another video. Thank you so much for watching. Today I just wanted to address what my definition of veganism is and how I live my life being vegan. And this is in response to some of the comments that I've been getting about my recent family visit to the Living Treasures Wild Animal Park that my kids enjoyed so much. And if you guys watch the video, you see that they're interacting with the animals, they're feeding the animals. The animal park actually doubles as a sanctuary for a lot of these animals. So that's kind of what I wanted to talk about in this video in terms of like being vegan, and because I've actually been getting a lot of comments and criticisms from other vegans. So let's get into it. Now, my definition of veganism and why I initially went vegan had everything to do with my health. I was quickly learning that the less animal products you eat, the healthier you're going to be. And I have experienced that myself in so many ways. Now, it eventually bled into me choosing to be vegan for ethical reasons. I didn't agree with how we farm animals for food, how those animals get treated in terms of, their slaughtering and everything for human food. And that to me is the biggest issue or importance of being vegan, is you are literally saving the lives of thousands of animals every single time you choose to eat a vegan meal versus a animal flesh meal over the course of a year. So that was my reason for being vegan. That's the primary. When somebody says that they're vegan to me, or when I'm describing that I'm vegan to someone else, it means that I don't eat animals. And when someone else says that to me, it means that they don't eat animals either. It also could mean that that person doesn't use animals for clothing, for body care products, for any, personal uses of their body. And that's what I do too. I don't own any clothes that contain animal products, or animal flesh, animal whatever, nothing. It's not my body care. In fact, I rarely use any body care products as it is, because it's more environmentally friendly to, do it that way. And I've found that my skin and my health is better going with less. That's a personal preference, and I'll leave it at that. Now, I've been accused of not being able to call myself vegan because I take my kids to zoos. There is a beautiful zoo in our town, and the one that we traveled to that I made the video of, also great place. Now, I am aware that there are many facilities that exploit animals. SeaWorld has a bad reputation. There's been zoos in other countries that have been known to abuse animals and then slaughter them when they're done. The zoos that I support with my dollar don't have those kinds of reputations. In fact, they are known for animal conservation. They're taking in these animals that didn't have a home, that have experienced habitat destruction, which is mainly due to deforestation in order to make room for animal agriculture. So eating animals directly impacts the livelihood and the habitats of animals found in nature. In fact, it is a crisis what is happening. I mean, it is like animal holocaust out there in the world. And if we don't take measures to protect the animals out in the wild by bringing them into sanctuaries and parks and zoos that will take care of these animals and keep them protected and breed them so that their numbers can go up, because a lot of these animals, let's face it, they're endangered. People are just slaughtering them to eat them, and it's awful. They're being poached. I mean, if my dollar can help an animal have a better life than what they would out in the wild, then great. I mean, I live in an area where people have horses, they have cows, they have chickens, they have, you know, animals roaming around. I don't personally have those things, but do I think that those animals have horrible lives because somebody is taking care of them? No, I don't. And I mean, particularly horses, they're not being used for food. But there are horses that are being sold to Asia to be used for food, and it's awful. So we have to put things into context. And in terms of being vegan, I mean, I'm out on my bike and I'll swallow bugs. I'll step on ants. I'll spray ants with vinegar water when they congregate in my house. There's like different levels, I guess, that you could take this. And you could be extreme and hate other vegans for doing whatever, but the point that I'm trying to make here is that being vegan means that you don't eat animals and you don't support that industry. You know what's interesting, and I don't know if this is true or not, but from a friend of mine told me today that PETA actually runs the biggest kill shelter in the United States. So it's important to investigate where your money's going. You know, when we went to this animal park, it paid for admission, which pays for the food and the upkeep of these animals and their facilities, and we got food to feed the animals. And my goal is to raise vegan children that choose to be vegan as adults. And I think it's really important, one, to give them lots of choices in terms of vegan fare, and two, to expose them to animals. And I knew that this place was would be a great experience for them, where they could interact with animals and strengthen that connection between animals being friends and not food. So before you go and you make your judgments on, especially when it's a vegan towards a vegan, we have to think about what is the goal here. My goal for the animal park was to fund the park and also let my kids experience what it is like to interact with animals, so that maybe when they get older they can reflect back on that experience and say, oh yeah, animals are my friends, they're not my food. So that's it for this video. I really don't have anything else to say about the topic other than I love being vegan. My kids really enjoy being vegan, and we live a really wholesome, enjoyable vegan experience despite all of the negativity that we get from non-vegans and vegans, and everyone out there just has something to say when they find out that you're vegan, and it's all the judgment on you. Because you know what, at the end of the day, if I am not going out into the world and exposing my children to the beauty that could be experienced, the bottom line is people are still going to be going to those zoos. They're not shutting down because vegans aren't going to them. They are, out there, and it's so funny because Lily told me to wear my Eat Fruit Not Friends shirt, so that I could share the message that animals are our friends, not our food, at the animal park, and that's why I showed it at the end of that video. Okay, that's it for this video. Thank you for tuning in. Leave a comment down below. I'm okay with critical comments, but if you're gonna leave some nasty comment, it's getting deleted. Okay, see you guys next time. Bye.